Welcome back to CCRPG. We're coming back into the second recording of the night, and we are picking up just as our DBC crew lands on the Jessis planet. They are here searching for a possible new crew member that has come to them at the recommendation of their erstwhile patron, that is recommending a certain Curry Septemberish, a ship tech that Astro researched in the last session and came up with a whole lot of very cookie cutter kind of like. They graduated, they got a ship tech job, they worked for Lev Integrated Technologies for many, many years, and then they disappeared. And now they're out here for some reason. And for some reason, Ren owes them a favor. So that's where we're picking up. The DBC has just landed in the spaceport. The port that is for space things.
Next session, it will be the growth port.
No, we're not. We're not calling it that.
And as you guys disembark, Torsay will just meet you before you all leave, just to say, well, I'll stay on the ship and just keep everything here under control. Is there anything we're waiting on or anything that is time sensitive I'm going to need to respond to if it comes in while you guys are out?
I think the only thing we're waiting on is a response from Rock's contact, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be time sensitive.
Okay.
Well, not time sensitive, but it's the only thing that I think we have really that's coming in that we're expecting anyways.
Okay, good. That's so to make sure I don't have anything to worry about. But really, what I wanted was to give you, and she like holds up a piece of paper. Looks like she's going.
I quit.
Yeah, looks like she's going to hand it to Astro.
Astro reaches for it.
She pulls it back, turns around. And then she hands it to Dyne instead. While you guys are in the city, there's a few things we need for the ship if you can pick them up while you're here.
No problem.
Pizza ingredients.
I'll take care of it.
What's on the list?
Not pizza.
Thank
Only
God.
if it's on the list. We're at limited resources.
Oh.
I'm sorry, we're going to have to consume all of Eveline's hidden tuna fish.
What?
She's hidden it throughout the ship in various nooks and crannies.
She thinks she's hidden it.
Is that why no one ever wants to come on the ship? Because it smells like tuna everywhere?
Maybe.
Not just tuna, but the fake tuna. It's even worse
I
smelling.
still haven't come up with an acronym for that. I swear I'm going to come up with one. Seriously, what is on the list? This is general repairs.
Probably some supplies and stuff, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Don says he'll take care of it.
All right. Well, we have the address to meet Curry Septemberish. Do we know anything about this address? Like what kind of establishment it is? Is it a home? Is it a business?
It does appear to be in a commercial section of the city.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's a home. A retirement home. No.
At age 30, wow.
This is all a huge, elaborate scheme to put Astro in a retirement home. He's clearly been losing it. No one knows how to broach it, so...
An intervention is coming, Astro. Just wait.
He's like, hey, this doesn't look like the right spot. Everyone else is like, it is Astro. This here is Dr. Nice Man. He's going to take care of you.
All right,
That's his
let's
actual
get going.
name. Nice
What?
Man.
But my movies! Oh,
Okay.
my Oscar!
Okay, how about Okay, so I've infected myself with the tuna disease. So how about totally unassuming, not fish additive?
Nautical additive.
Non-fish additive.
Yeah.
Totally unassuming. Yeah.
Not fish is a
additive.
hyphenated word, obviously.
Yes. Exactly.
Right.
I like it. There you go, Chuck.
Like wrong think.
I'm adding it to my notes.
You just
Or
kept bringing it up.
alternative.
My mind just retreated into itself until I could find words. But yes, you guys are not putting Astro in a retirement home as far as he knows. So you two set out into the city proper. Are you looking to meet up with Curry first, or are you going to take care of the errand that Torsay has given you first?
I feel like if we get the parts first, we have to worry about transporting them.
I think we should probably get the parts first. That way we can get that out of the way in case we run into any trouble and we can't get any of our supplies.
I guess that's true. We've been due for some trouble for some time.
Well, can we split up and one group gets the parts and the other meets up with Septemberish?
I'm not opposed to it. Just try not to get in any trouble.
All right. Who wants to come with me to meet Curry?
I'll go.
Don't all jump at once.
I was gonna say maybe I should go since I'm the most familiar with the ship, but I realized that like he'll have to meet me. Like he'll come. We'll meet eventually. It doesn't have to be immediately.
It's okay. It's okay. Just let Astro curry the favor.
Boo.
Nice.
Actually, that was really good.
In my head, I'm imagining Chimera being like really full of herself and just being like, he's gonna have to come to me eventually, you know.
No, that was the point.
Listen, you come at the queen, you best not miss.
You hit the nail on the head, Bob. You really did.
Playing hard to get, I see.
Well, maybe not the queen, but you get the point. Like, you know, like if he's gonna get anything done, he's got to talk to me, or otherwise he's not gonna survive maintaining the ship.
Already, we're doing power plays. Good start.
I feel like she has some level of pride, even if she does admit, she does like acknowledge that like maybe she's not the best ship maintenance person.
All right, cool. So Rock, you and I,
team Sniper are heading out to meet the new
we're
new
gonna
member.
Chew Toy.
And yeah, Team
we're gonna
Chew Toy
recon
is
the
going
area
out to
first.
get parts. All right, yeah. So Astro and Rock, we're going to follow you both first because you're headed out to meet Curry. Curry, the address you have for him, as you make your way through the city heading towards the location, you do notice that this is, while still commercial district, it is not like the super built up inner city commercial district. It is more like towards the edge of the city, smaller, lower buildings. It appears that the building that you've made it to is some sort of mechanic garage.
Okay, makes sense. Any signage on it?
It looks closed.
Yeah.
There is signage on it, and it just says 2 wrench garage on it, and it has a big sign that are 2 crossed wrenches over the front door.
Well, he certainly is keeping a low profile.
What?
You're a great conversation partner, Rock.
Wait, was that like a thing? Him keeping a low profile?
I'm just making an observation. We're meeting him in a abandoned garage.
He
It
probably
seems like
works
he's
here.
keeping. It
Yeah,
says
well,
for rent.
Well, yeah, he's about to come work for us instead.
Okay.
Things are going great over Team Sniper.
Yeah. We
Well,
got
man,
great
he's probably
chemistry.
normal, right? Like, I don't.
I'm just saying,
Well-
he's been off the grid for 3 years. We're meeting him at an abandoned garage. I'm not saying that it's suspicious. I'm just saying there's something we don't know. There's something more going on here.
I'm gonna fill you in. You can mold on this for a little while. If you need to, I suppose you can ask him. I recommend don't. Just accept this as the truth so we can move on with our lives. He worked at a corpo for a while. He spent some time there, got a little fancy with his boss's wife. Things didn't go so well, so he decided to drop off the grid. Came out here, started a little shop, worked for 3 years, did something for Ren, and now Ren wants to give him a new job.
I'm not gonna confront the man. I'm just saying, we're bringing on a new permanent crew member. We can afford to be, a little cautious.
I'm just joking.
No. Boy, Rock is not giving me a break here.
Astro is really thrown off his game.
We're bringing on a new crew member for the first time in a long time. First time ever. We've always been the same crew. We can afford to be a little cautious until we, know what his deal is. I'm sure he comes recommended by Ren. He's fine, but I'm just saying, let's just just be on our guard.
I just nod my head idly as he finishes his sentence and just look over at the mechanic shop.
All right.
It's a nice place, though.
Yeah, it's a totally serviceable. It looks like a 2-story building. It looks like there's a large roll-up garage door on the first floor and maybe offices up above. There's definitely windows on the second floor, so you know that there's rooms up there, whatever they are. The part of the building that has the door on it and the sign is definitely like off of the main garage part of the building, and it's only 1 story tall. And that's the kind of part of the building you're approaching.
All right. Let's go up. I'll knock on the door.
Yeah, it's just a wooden door. You walk up, you hit a couple times, just chung chung chung. Yep.
Is there a doorbell that I can ring as well?
There is a chime bell to the side of the door.
All right. I'll also give that a couple of pushes.
It's one of those types of bell that as you press it, you hear like a very, very quiet sort of like electric buzz. And in the distance, like way in there somewhere, you maybe can hear a chime. But it seems like whatever this is connected to is really in there somewhere.
All right. As we wait, I'll just look around and say, nice day.
Mm-hmm.
It's blizzarding.
Meanwhile, it's like cloudy.
Drizzling just a little bit. That annoying kind of like, am I going to get wet for this? Or is it, like,
I don't
not
need an
drizzly
umbrella,
enough?
right? I probably should have brought an umbrella. How long do you wait?
I'll wait like a minute or so. And then if he doesn't, if no answer comes in a minute, I'll check the address again.
Okay. You check the address. You check the address of the business you're at. You go to the corner real quick. It's not that far. You're like near the corner. Yeah. You look at the street sign. You're definitely on the right road, and you do believe that this is the right address.
This is the place. Maybe he's just not home at the moment.
Are there any other buildings like right next door nearby?
Yeah, there is a stone cutter. Like it is like a stone cutter's business next door, which as a side effect of that means there is a generous amount of open space that has gravestones everywhere, because that's what they put out front of those types of places. There's like statues and gravestones all over the place next door. And then there's like a smaller building that probably has like their front desk and where they do the sales, but a lot of their work is on display outside.
Okay. Is there anyone around?
There is no one on the street right now. Like it is one of those like there's not people like traveling around right now on this street.
Yeah. All right, I'll head over to the stonecutter's place then.
All right. Yeah, you walk in.
I'll say, where are you going?
Ask the neighbors if this guy even lives here.
Okay, I'll wait here by the door in case he comes.
Sure.
Yeah,
Give the doorbell another ring.
Yeah, Rock, you walk over next door to the stonecutters. As you approach, there's definitely lights on inside. No one outside perusing right now, though.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go inside
Right.
or knock or whatever.
Yeah, you can just enter. It's like a business that's open, so you can just like walk right in. There's a kind of like middle-aged woman at the front desk who is wearing a jumpsuit with like a name badge on that says Julie. She's just kind of sitting there at like a computer at the front desk. She has like a bunch of papers next to her that she's like cross-referencing the papers and then looking at the computer. She sees you come in. She like peeks her head around the computer and goes, "Oh, hi, welcome. How can I help you?"
Hi, yeah,
One gravestone,
next
please.
For you.
Next door, there's this mechanic shop. No one seems to be there. I was hoping you might know something about that.
Oh, huh. Yeah, not a lot of noise over there. I do see people stop by to get work done from time to time. I can't say I know their hours off the top of my head. I know I probably should, but I just don't pay attention to those kinds of things.
Do you know who owns it?
Ooh, I was always in the assumption that it was a chain, like Two Wrench Garage. It seems pretty generic to me, but I guess I don't know.
All right, well, who works there?
Oh, I see like one or two guys there regularly. I kind of keep to myself.
I think to myself, not very good neighbors, are they? All right. Well, thanks.
Need anything? Can I help you look for anything?
No, I saw the tombstones out front, and I sincerely hope that I don't need your business.
All right. Well, keep us in mind if you do. We also do statues, and we also do lawn ornaments, and we do monuments if you have something in mind for something a little bit larger. And we do
Astro burst in the door. Monuments?
we do custom-made orders as well. So if you're trying to liven up your garden or you need a gift,
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Well, have a nice day.
I turn around, walk out.
Seems like a totally normal shop.
Yeah, once you come back, I'll say what they tell you.
Well, they don't ask for a cup of sugar from this guy very often. They couldn't really tell me anything.
All right, well, they might be off, not at home. Maybe we come by, check later.
The thing she did say is that there's two guys that work here.
Well, they worked here, right?
Is there like a sign saying it's closed?
There's like
Did I misunderstand? It said for rent, right?
There is a for rent sign out front, yes.
Okay, so that means the shop itself is for rent.
Oh, okay. That I was thinking for some reason that like it was still in business, but like looking for like someone else to rent it. I don't know why I thought that. All right.
Well, what about the for rent sign? Does it have like a number we can call?
Yeah, it has a number on there.
All
Is the
right.
door open?
As you check the door, Rock, yeah, it seems to be open.
All right. Feel like looking over a potential new building to rent if someone catches us?
Well, I was thinking we'd just call this number and see if we could get in contact with the guy.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're going to get less paranoid now all of a sudden we're about to do something fun. Who knows where that number could lead us? It could be the secret organization that he works for. As I'll wave my hands all at him.
Okay, but you are arguing for trespassing on the secret person's property, so I could argue that's the more reckless move, right?
Says the crew that has been smuggling for various underworld organizations for the past year.
Hey, this guy's a potential crew member. Want to start off on the right foot.
Well, he could be hurt in there or something. I don't know. My way sounds more fun.
All right, let's take a quick peek, but if we don't find anything, I'm calling the number.
Okay.
All right, yeah, you guys walk in, Rock at the lead. As you kind of like come into the main area, it's one of those rooms that's basically just a long counter with two computers on it facing like the workers, and then like a bunch of seats around the outer wall for the customers. There is one of those little like, where the table folds up to make an opening for you to come through. Mm-hmm. And that's all that's in this room. It is just an office, a front office.
I'll say, is there like a door in the back?
Yeah, there's a door that leads into the garage proper off to the side that connects to the main building.
Okay.
It's like a normal like mechanic shop setup.
Oh, I'll say it doesn't look like anyone's here. I'll go to the door that goes to the garage and look through that door.
You look through. There is no like out in the open vehicles in the garage itself, but there is a vehicle shaped something in there that is covered by a tarpaulin.
Wonder what they're working on in there.
Is there any other like back room areas or anything?
Oh yeah, it seems like in that room, there are a couple other rooms that come off to various rooms that you can't tell what they are from here, and there's also a staircase that goes up to the second floor in there.
Yeah, I'll head up to the second floor.
All right, so you open the door and you head into the garage itself. It is open. It's pretty large. This bottom floor is larger. You can tell now that you're inside than the upper floor, probably to fit vehicles that would need lifted. You can see the various machinery around the room that they would use to like lift vehicles to get under them and stuff. There's a couple rooms that go off to various side rooms, and then you just approach the stairs. You can tell this must be the way to the second floor. It just goes up, wraps around, and then goes up again.
All right. There's no sign of anyone or anything up here?
I mean, not out in the open. Are you doing any sort of like investigating, or like how seriously are you pushing yourself on this?
Not really at the moment. I'm
Gotcha.
just looking around.
Astro's gonna take a peek under the tarp.
So Astro, you go over to the side and you take a corner of the tarp and you start to lift it up, and you can tell that the thing under this tarp is very shiny. You start to lift up a corner of it, and you're like, ooh, wow, that's like waxed. And you lift up and you fold over a side of it, and it has like a fresh paint job. It's obviously been waxed. You can see one of the tires. It's like all the grooves have been washed recently. It is like a clean car under this tarp.
Oh, nice. I wonder if this is Curry's own car. Put the tarp back on.
Okay. Rock is no longer in the room with you.
Okay. I'll just call out, hello, anyone here? And now he went, well, I don't think I saw exactly where he went, but did you say there are other rooms adjoining the garage?
Yeah, there are various other rooms that connect onto this main garage area, and then a staircase that goes upstairs.
I'll work my way just checking some of the other rooms that are on this floor.
Yeah, you check the first room, and it is obviously a parts room. There are things hanging from walls. There are various pieces of machinery that you imagine might go into an engine. You don't know. You're Astro. But yeah, you take a look around and you're like, yes, machine things. And then you turn around and walk back out.
They make the car go.
Yeah, exactly. And then you step over to like the next door. You open it up. It appears to be like an inner office of some sort. It's just like a desk with a computer on it and a chair. As you look around the room, it is almost like depressingly bare aside from that. Like there's nothing on walls, there's nothing on the desk, there's actually not even a chair behind the desk. It's just like a desk with a computer on it is all the only thing in this room.
All right. I'll go upstairs.
Okay. So Rock, who was already upstairs, you hear from down below Astro calling out, "Hello!" And you hear him trundling about doing whatever the hell he's doing. As you make your way upstairs, you hit like a hallway that seems to like go forward and then split left. There are 2 doors on your right and then 1 door on your left.
I'll just call out, is anyone in here?
Almost like immediately after you say that, Rock, you hear something shift in the room to your left.
All right, I'll open that one. Hand on my sidearm behind me just in case.
So as you open the door, you see what caused the shift. There is a man in the process of standing up. He is surrounded by boxes, like giant cardboard boxes that are all half filled with various shit. As he stands up, you can see him reaching for his head as he has 2 very large, he has a very large set of headphones on. He like stands up and he's like in the process of like taking his headphones on and putting them around his neck and like turning around to see what just made noise as he sees you in the door, and he just like freezes. He doesn't like jump. He doesn't look surprised. But he very determinedly, as soon as he sees you, he like freezes with his hands kind of like hovering up near his head a little bit. And his headphones are like around his neck, and you can hear still like the blaring music now filling the room now that they're off his head. He's like maybe early 30s. He's very fit looking. And he has like a jumpsuit, like a garage style jumpsuit that has his like name kind of like etched in on the patch that says like 2 wrench mechanics on it. And then his name underneath that. It's a full jumpsuit. It has a couple of stains on it, but otherwise it's actually pretty remarkably clean. He's wearing work boots. And then he sees you and he goes, "Hey, who are you?"
What's his name say?
The name on his name tag does say Curry on it.
Okay. I'll go, oh, headphones. That makes more sense. Yeah, I'm Brock. We're here to pick you up.
Okay. You're the ones that he like snaps his fingers a few times like he's trying to remember. Ren, yeah, you're the ones Ren messaged me about. How's Ren doing?
To the best of my understanding, fairly well.
Not
heard much from them lately,
yeah,
other than their request to pick you up. So, need a hand?
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind, I could use a hand here. I'm just packing the place up a little bit. Don't worry about moving it out of here. I'm just taking things down, putting them into boxes and labeling them. I have people coming to sort all this shit out and take it out later. We don't have to do any of that. But it would help move me along if you're willing to pitch in. What do you say?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Our captain's here too. He'll find his way upstairs eventually.
As you are climbing up the staircase, Astro, you can hear Rock ahead of you talking to someone.
Okay, I'll follow the voices to that room.
You come in the middle of Curry talking. He goes, "Okay, yeah, sounds good to me. You should tell me more about what you have going on so I can acquaint myself with what you need while we work."
You must be our esteemed mechanic.
Yeah, esteemed's the way to point it. I know what I'm doing, if that's what you want.
My name's Astro. Pleasure to meet you. And I'll walk up to him and shake his hand.
He reaches to shake your hand, but he grabs your hand with one hand and kind of slaps the back of your hand with the other hand, gives you one nice handshake and kind of lets go of your hand, just nods. He's like, "Hey, yeah, nice to meet you, man."
Well, packing up, I see.
Yeah, I'm just getting the place cleaned up, so that the guy I opened this place with, he kind of guilted me into doing the final cleanup since I kind of pulled out of the business on him last minute. So, just don't want to burn that bridge. He's a nice fella.
Honestly, it's fair.
How about that car down there in the garage?
Oh yeah, that's Tim's baby. You don't touch it. He'll give me hell.
I didn't touch it, but I did take a little peek. It's a nice piece of work you got.
Oh yeah, it's fun as hell to work on. I'm glad he brought it in. Truthfully, it made the slow days at least have a project.
How many cylinders does it have?
It's
you
an
can
8.
tell that Astro clearly doesn't know what he's talking about.
He just nods. He's like, "It's an 8."
Good. Eight's good. That's what you want in a vehicle is
He,
8 of the cylinders.
As Astro is rambling, he looks at Rock and then looks
Rock
back at
is
Astro.
idly looking around the room, uninterested in what conversation is happening. Okay, I'll put that in there.
Yeah, he just pats Astro on the shoulder. He's like, "All right, boss man, let's get to work."
Yes, what can I do to help?
All right, so you'll see all the boxes are already labeled. Just find the things that look like they should go in those boxes and put them in the boxes. It should be pretty simple to figure out.
Well, I think I can handle that.
I would think that Rock has a very good understanding of the ship and the parts. Probably not at an engineering level, although he probably knows enough to be dangerous with it, I'd say.
Yeah.
As a pilot.
Yeah.
But he definitely would know enough to fill this guy in, I think, and have a good conversation with him about it.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys are helping the newly greeted Curry with some of his last minute work here, you kind of go over what the ship is and what kind of ship it is. He's like, "Oh yeah, you know what? I actually have experience with that kind of ship. The Lev using those kind of mid-sized cargo ships to make hasty bulk deliveries to markets that were running out of stock and stuff. I ran on those things all the time. I'm sure yours ain't gonna be too different. Should be a good fit. It'll take me maybe a few hours to find my way around, but I'm pretty good at mapping things out in my head."
That's great. Well, that will be a big help to us. You'll meet Evelene, who's been our mechanic, and she can certainly use a lot of help.
He raises one eyebrow and looks at you when you say that. Goes,
"Listen, we have something that Evelene has to work on besides the ship that's on board.
All right,
You'll
so
see
you
it
ain't
soon
just
enough.
bad mouthing your other tech then.
Not at all.
All right.
She's one of the best.
You know, I gotta see if you stand up for your crew if I'm gonna be one of them, right?
Absolutely. I wouldn't say a bad thing about Evelene. She's just overworked and can really use the help.
All right. Well, yeah, sounds good to me. Now, what's there to say about me? I know my way around a ship. I'm good with various. He starts listing off random systems that probably between the both of you, you can identify like 2 out of every 4, or that 1 out of every 2 of the systems he names. I decided to move that fraction down to its lowest, base denominator there. But you are able to recognize about half the systems he's naming. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I've been looking for a reason to get up into space again. I lived the terrestrial life for, what's it like, 2.5, 3 years? Nah, more like 2.5 years now. And I just want to get out there, see more of space.
Well, you'll certainly get that with us.
All right, sounds good. What do you get up to? What's your basic line of business?
Well, we're I guess we're basically mercenaries. So we take on a number of different odd jobs.
Mercenaries. All right. Yeah, well, all right. Yeah, well, lucky for you, I know my way around some damage. So if it comes to that, yeah, I think I can keep you flying.
Good to hear. We might have a big job coming up here pretty soon, so you won't have to wait long to be in action here.
No. He will. We're not going to get damaged.
I like that confidence. Also, trial by fire. You're gonna hire a new guy and then go on a high stakes mission. All right, we'll see how it goes.
I figured you can handle it.
Man, this unbridled optimism, it's a new thing for me. I came from corporate life. If I wasn't working 20 hours a day, I was still slacking,
Well, you come recommended by Ren. And I generally trust what they say. How'd you come to meet Ren anyway, by the way?
Oh, yeah. It was right after I got out of the Corps. That was one of them bigger stations I was going through. There was something going on at the time. I didn't really understand it. But I'm given to understand they were really short on techs. When I was coming through, and something was going on upstairs and all the business that I didn't quite get, but I filled in for a couple of months. I helped write their subdivision there. All the mechanics, got them all in order, gave them their marching orders, and Ren was so happy with the work I did there in the few months I was there. They gave me a big bonus when I left. Asked me if I would stay, but I said no, can do. Can't stay stuck on that station. And look at me, I get stuck here on a planet.
Well, at least you have the open air. Don't get that on a station.
Yeah, I guess so. Tell myself that.
And with any luck, we'll be visiting different planets that we can, get out, stretch our legs a little bit.
Good. Just getting out there, seeing things, seeing what things are like. That's what I'm making the change for,
Glad to hear it. I just have to ask, do you recognize me?
Oh,
Roll a fortune die, which is just a d20 with nothing else.
Okay.
Have we met anyone in this campaign who's actually recognized Astro?
Yeah, a lot of them, actually.
Oh.
Okay, I
You've
rolled
met a lot of
3.
people who have recognized
Hey,
Astro.
would you put a kettle in with the box that says coffee stuff or the box that says tea stuff?
He goes, just throw it in tea. There's less shit in there. It'll fit easier.
Make your coffee in a kettle?
He looks at you and he goes, "No, were you in the news feeds recently or something?"
Asher looks a little crestfallen and he says, no. Previous life, I was an actor.
Oh, real?
Been in a few movies.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, I've seen a bunch of holovids and a bunch of movies, but sorry, I can't say I have.
Well, that's okay. Maybe you saw me in one and you just don't remember. They often do a lot of makeup for my characters, so.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, is there any truth to the fact that nowadays they just draw a bunch of dots on people and just make you look however they want anyway?
Yeah, that happens a lot, but I always tell my agent I don't want any of that. I want to do it the old-fashioned way. With makeup and practical effects. Of course, I only get my way half of the time, but it just takes the fun out of acting when they can turn you into whatever.
So wait a second. You're a movie star turned merc? What happened there?
Well, that's a long story. Let's just say I didn't make my benefactors very happy, and I ended up being blacklisted. But I thought, boy, this is a good opportunity to research for my next role.
All right, well, you're going to have to give me the more detailed explanation while we work together, but sounds like you got a raw deal, man.
Oh, I promise I'll give you all the details, and once we're on board the ship, there's a lot to catch you up on.
All right, well, he stands up. You guys have been cleaning for a while. He, slaps his hands together to dust them off. This looks about as good as it's gonna get. People will be here tomorrow to pick this shit up. Let's get out of here.
All right. Sounds good. Do you need to... Are you bringing anything with you?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I parked around the corner. I just got some stuff in the car.
Okay.
Let's go.
As you guys are leaving, he kind of hangs back to talk with you for a second, Rock, out of Astro's hearing. And he goes, "Is this guy for real?"
What do you mean?
He's relentlessly positive, talking about being a movie star. He's some kind of mercenary. It seems like, I don't know, seems like something I'd read in a book.
Oh, yeah, no, that's for real. That's him. I guess I got used to it at some point. Maybe you will too.
Okay. All right, yeah, you guys kind of leave. He walks you around the corner. He has a little SUV style vehicle. A little a 4-door, somewhere in between a truck and a car. And he just goes, "Actually, if we're heading back somewhere, you guys want to just jump in and I'll drive us there and we can take it from there?"
Oh, that sounds perfect.
All right.
Sure.
Where to, boss man?
The spaceport.
All right. So not the seaport and not the airport. I gotcha.
Nope. Those
Not
are
the
the
growth
only
port
other
either.
port.
You guys are killing me.
Curry will drive the three of you back to the spaceport.
All right.
Whichever of you decides to sit in the back. There's a set of three suitcases that are in the back with you.
As we drive out, I'll let him in a little bit more about how I started out basically talked about how, I publicly criticized a producer at was it at Taratella?
Yeah, Taratella.
Yeah, Taratella. Got blacklisted, and I couldn't land a film, and I decided to follow the swashbuckling life of being a mercenary.
It's a shame that I never got to see any of your films. I mean, I was in the prime location for it. I was in the core systems for most of my life. I guess if I had more free time, I probably would have. But they work you to the bone,
You're in luck, my friend, because I have the entire collection on the ship's computers. So anytime you want, you can just bring up one of my movies.
I'll have to take a look. What's about? And then as you guys are going, he'll just be like, what about the rest of the crew? Who else we working with?
So Rock here's our pilot.
He nods at you, Rock, when he says that.
And he's a damn good pilot too. You should see him fly this thing. We got Evelene, who I mentioned, our other mechanic. And we have Dyne. And Dyne is our medic slash. You do something else though besides being a doctor,
Analytics,
don't you?
Come on.
Analytics.
You also make pizza.
Our medic slash chef.
/ whatever else I apparently need to do at the time.
Yeah.
Mention Torsay?
And Torsay, don't forget Torsay.
And Torsay, who's our operations, our ops person.
Man, okay, you got an ops person. I guess you are a full merc crew. But what about what about your troops? Who you got slinging lead?
All right. Well, I guess we're in your car. No one can overhear us. So we are not just mercenaries, but we're also a Lancer squad. We got 4 mechs on board, and that's what our mechanic Evelene is mostly maintaining these days.
Oh, you're for real.
Yep.
So you don't have a bunch of soldiers on board you're taking from place to place. You mean you got some of them big death machines on there.
That's right. We do it ourselves.
So you're also the pilots.
You're correct, sir. All 4 of us, except for Torsay, are Lancer pilots.
Wow. Okay. I mean, Ren didn't prepare me for that. That's interesting.
Yeah, we're kind of trying to keep it a little bit on the down low, which is why I didn't tell you right off the bat, just in case you never know someone's listening. But it tends to get us in situations. But that's our deal.
You make good money doing that kind of thing?
Well, you would think we'd make more. But it's kind of
we don't know yet. We've been
few
laying
jobs.
low.
Yeah, past few jobs we've been doing more like smuggling runs. So
you that kind of crew, huh?
Low profile.
Just doing what's available, that kind of thing.
Well,
Enough to get us by.
It's tough.
We actually.
Go ahead. Sorry.
We haven't been using the mechs, the whole laying low thing, so we're only recently going to be getting back into that now. So
I see. So you just...
Hopefully it makes us a lot.
You said you were smuggling. I mean, okay, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense. Kind of ship you have, I guess there ain't many people out this way that have that kind of ship.
Yeah, I guess you can say that, but it is expensive.
Hey, if we get arrested, I expect you to pay my bail, boss man.
Oh, no problem.
I mean it.
Hey, if any of my crew gets arrested, I will hold myself personally responsible.
All right, good to hear.
This
I've
is
worked
for
with
like
worse.
some really stupid shit.
You know, got to take into account the dumbass clause, right?
Well, yeah, if you get arrested for public drunkenness or something, that's not my problem.
What?
Has that happened before?
That's like on the list of what should be your problem.
Yeah, what he said. He points at Rock.
I'm not holding myself responsible for that.
Oh, come on,
What do you
man.
hold yourself-
If you're the captain of the ship, and one of your crew's on shore leave and gets a little tipsy, you got to get them back out of there, right? That's all you.
I mean, of course I'll get them out. I'm just saying, never mind.
I lean
Before you get
over.
You're the
yourself
one
in
that brought
deeper
up the
shit.
dumbass clause.
Yeah, by that I mean, of course, you're not going to bail someone out who walks off your ship and shoots somebody.
I
Well,
lean
yeah.
over to Curry, and I'm sure Astro can still hear me. I'll just say, like, don't worry, Torsay's mostly in charge of the finances anyways.
He nods sagely. He's like, yeah. All right. Well, you guys are headed back to the DBC. Let's check in with Team Chutoy. Evelene and Dyne, you are out in the city. You have a list of things you need to pick up for Torsay. Speaking of our operator, it is a collection of things that includes some foodstuffs, like mostly like the like preserved perishables. You have milk in this future that lasts longer than 2 weeks. It's a modern miracle, but it still only lasts like 2 months, right? So you do still have to get more every once in a while.
What color is it?
It is slightly. So you know how milk is already kind of like white with maybe some tannishness to it now, like depending on how rich it is. This milk is full on beige in color. Welcome to the future. Beige milk. It lasts 2 months. Welcome.
Oh, the future was worth it after all.
But yeah, so it's things like that. But also there are a few things on there that are more along the lines of like, okay, we haven't had a chance to get a shipment of like new parts and stuff for a while. So if you can find these, find them. There is going to be. So I'll just put this on the table. I'm going to need you guys to make some rolls to find some things that may not be available to you in the city.
Right.
How much of them you have will possibly affect down the road rolls relating to how well stocked the DBC is. So if you're trying to like use parts to repair things on the ship and stuff like that, this is to represent the fact that you guys are struggling in terms of supplying yourselves right now. So let's see how well you do filling in the gaps. How do you want to start?
I mean, I feel like finding places to buy said parts would be a good start.
Okay. Yeah, totally.
The reason I say that is because I like to invoke my word on the street trigger.
Yeah, that's totally what this is for. Totally.
So that's a 1d20 plus.
All right, and then this is the starting check, so I'm not going to add any difficulty to it. It is not, as far as we know, a risky check. So the only downside here is that the places you find to source material from will be subpar if you fail this check.
Oh boy, first roll of the night. No pressure. 15.
All right, yeah. I mean, you don't know if they're going to have everything you need, but you are able to find what seem to be reputable suppliers. These are places that you know are big enough that they have to worry about their own reputation. They're not going to be fly by night, give you some bogus stuff and then disappear. They're what equate to a large to local chain stores and supply shops and things like that.
Makes
Great.
sense.
Yeah.
And now I need you to determine if you're able to find or talk about or cut deals to get the specific parts you need, or if you're going to have to like accept substitutions or things of that nature. So who wants to negotiate for the things you need?
I don't really have any skill triggers that really help with that, because I don't think Stay Cool applies.
Yeah, I was
in those
considering
in these
that
situations.
too. It's a bit of a stretch, yeah.
You need Astro and his charm.
Is that actually a skill trigger?
Yeah.
It is.
It
oh
is.
no. I hate to say, but you might be right, Todd.
I mean, we're the ones here doing it, and I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
really
we're
have a
gonna
skill
have to
trigger.
make do.
You want
I
me to
mean-
roll? You want you to roll?
I mean, do you have any skill triggers that can work here?
Investigate doesn't really apply. Stay Cool doesn't really apply, and Spot doesn't really apply. So not like the only thing that I could see me using would be my new skill trigger that I made, because I could see that as a way to look for pieces that could be broken down to obtain the parts that we need if we fail the initial check.
Well, since it came up on the last level up, you did take a custom skill trigger. Why don't you tell us what that is and what it applies to?
It's called Engineering, Weapon Systems, and Reactors. Because Dyne has been basically building his own mech with Dion, he's gained a much deeper understanding of how these systems work and are built. So the way that I worded it is apply your improving knowledge in this field, the weapon systems and reactors, to pinpoint points of improvement or weaknesses that can be exploited. And it doesn't really apply in this situation, but I could reason that if we got to that point, Dyne could find like things that have already been put together and reason that we could find the parts we need in taking them apart, right? But we're not at that point yet.
Okay, that makes sense. One thing I will ask for finally is, what are your two backgrounds again? Evelyne's was minor, is that right?
Yes.
All right, what's...
worker is the official
worker.
one.
Okay, and then, what's Dyne's?
Farfield team.
Okay. If either one of you is able to make the case for why one of those would help you with negotiating for these parts, I'm willing to add accuracy onto your roll.
So one thing I want to mention, and I was actually starting to realize this as we were talking about custom skill triggers. For my license level increase, I added a skill trigger called Creative Engineering, which is you may not have all the resources you normally need to build it, but you can make it work. All it takes is a little ingenuity and imagination, and maybe some duct tape. I could potentially see the argument made that if we're trying to negotiate for parts and we're able to maybe not get the parts we specifically want, maybe Evelene could identify maybe this part could be sufficient, it would work just as well, and we might be able to get a better deal for. But
yeah, as you were saying it, I was following the same train of logic, as you were explaining your trigger. So I'm on board with that. I appreciate that kind of thinking. So it's all right, well, we're not going to argue this guy out of giving us this part that he has on order for someone else instead. We're not going to be able to charm that off of him or intimidate him into giving it to us. But what I can do is see what they have available, and your intimate knowledge of stretching material to its limits and finding things that will work in a pinch is able to allow you what the next best thing is, so that you don't necessarily need the specific thing.
Yep. So that'd be okay. Is that all right with you, Jeremy?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. Well, okay. So that's a +2 to a d20. Let's see what we get. Oh wow, 20.
Nice. Okay, so that is basically what happens. Is you're talking to these various suppliers, and you're trying to get parts and supplies delivered to your ship to restock various things. And there are a few things that are just not exactly what you wanted, or, this isn't the gauge of wire you needed, or, various other things that could basically interrupt, workflow once you get back to the ship. But Evelene, you've had enough experience stretching materials and making them work and not having everything you need that you're like, okay, well, if I can't get this, what I'll do instead is I'll get this plus this other thing, which I know that I can use in this way. And like, I'll have to retool what my workflow is in the shop, but I'll get, similar to the same benefit out of it. So yeah, that's what happens, Evelene. You're able to come up with creative solutions for the lack of supplies. The one last check I will have you do here is actually a bonus check that I'm allowing you because you succeeded on the other two checks. Because you found reliable suppliers and you've gotten the parts you need, now I'm willing to take a check from either of you to push your luck a little bit farther to see if you can wiggle reserves out of this for your next mission off of me somehow. You'll have to be creative and come up with a way, but I'm giving you the opportunity to make another roll in order to obtain reserves that might help you on your next mission.
I know my luck with dice rolls, and I'm not going to push my luck anymore, but if you want to do something, Jeremy, go for it. I kind of want to play it safe unless you have a really good idea.
I don't really, to be honest. I'm really not sure how Dyne would manage to wriggle it out of people.
Well, it can be anything. Like, any way that as part of this trip, because you succeeded on the other thing. So in my head, it's like things are going well for you and you have access to things. Is there anything that either of you would be inspired by at the last minute to be like, oh, while we're here, we already have everything we need, but what would help out extra? Since we've already taken care of the needs, now you can take care of the wants kind of thing. So if either of you can come up with a good way to convince me to give you a check for reserves, I'm willing to do that at this point.
Not tuna.
I actually have a request. It has nothing to do with parts that we handled separately after we make the call on this, which I don't think I want to.
What is it?
Oh, I just want to pick up some cupcakes or something for Curry. Look, we have a new crew member. It's like equivalent of a welcome party, but no pizza involved. I'm sure there's got to be a confectionery place or some place that sells cookies.
I
don't know if we need to make a roll for that, or maybe we do, but it's a little minimum impact to the overall campaign, I hope.
All right. Well, yeah.
It sends us off into our next job. We go to a cupcake store and they're like, we need a Lancer team to retrieve our sprinkles. Our shipment of sprinkles is being held up by pirates.
Oh, God.
Well, if you guys want to just kind of take the win and not push things and head back, that's perfectly fine. We're counting this as a full success on this supply run. So in the future, when I will ask you to make various supply checks, you will not start at a disadvantage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Basically what I was trying to get is where the baseline is going into the next mission. Because you're running near E, there might be, and this is not me saying that I'm going to do this on purpose, but there might be situations where you're running low on supplies, and I want to see if you start mostly okay or already struggling, because we'll base difficulty of rolls based on that.
Well, I can tell you right now, we're already struggling no matter what we do here.
Yeah, just seeing how listen, the gas lights turned on. Now has the needle hit E or has the needle broken off is what we're trying to determine here. But yes, so you're able to set up a few deliveries that head back to the DBC, and then with the stuff you can carry yourself, you head back with the extra time that you have on the way back because you were able to accomplish your set goal pretty speedily. Yeah, Evelene, you have time to stop off and grab some cupcakes if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll grab half a dozen. There's 6 of us, right? So that would be 6 cupcakes or whatever would be the appropriate number of cupcakes, I guess.
All right, so I'll just subtract the cost of 6 cupcakes from the discretionary spending of the DBC and see how much faster you guys approach bankruptcy because of it.
Look, if we can't afford 6
now
cupcakes,
being hunted
we don't
by
deserve.
Torsay.
Look, if we can't afford 6 cupcakes, we don't deserve to be a. No, that's an awful thing to say. But I'm getting the cupcakes. Damn it.
You now have cupcakes.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So by this time, you all head back to the DBC. I will say that Dyne and Evelene would arrive first because they get their shopping done fairly quickly and without incident. And Rock and Astro had to help kind of like clean up the shop a little bit and do some investigation. So yeah, I think Evelene and Dyne get back to the ship. Torsay meets you. She's already started receiving some of the shipments. She's looking over the manifest and she's like, okay, yeah, cool. You guys got everything I asked for. That's great. I think I'm just glad that we're not missing anything.
Look, I'll do even one better, and I'll pull out a cupcake.
Where did you pull that from?
A box. I assume I'm holding a box.
Where do you
the way you described it sounded like you do like a magician's flourish, and all of a sudden there's a cupcake in your hand.
Look, you don't know all the skills Evelyn has. Maybe she is a magician.
Do you want a pilot check roll for it?
Hell no.
Okay. He's scared now. He had 2 good rolls, and he knows that he normally gets bad rolls. So
that'd probably be a risky roll too.
Yeah.
Oh my
like
god.
if he failed, he would lose.
Yeah, you would lose resources. The cupcake. So, you pull it out of the box, and Torsay looks at it like, "Oh, I haven't had cupcakes in a while. Thanks, Evelene. That's great."
See, I told you, Dyne, it was a good idea to get these cupcakes.
As you both get loaded onto the ship, over the next couple of hours, you're going to help as shipments come in and get the ship sorted. Some of the supplies were even for the med bay, so I imagine, Dyne, you split off to go like restock some of your various like gauzes and bandages and even some of your medications. Evelene, you're there to kind of direct where things go in the cargo bay, and Torsay is kind of like keeping track to make sure that all the manifests have all the indicated things on them, and you all work together to get that taken care of. Our other crew, Rock and Comet, you arrive with Curry. And yeah, you get to the spaceport. As you get out of the car, Curry wraps around and grabs the 3 suitcases out of the back, and kind of like fumbles with them a little bit to
I'll offer to carry one.
Oh, thanks, boss man. Yeah, we can just leave the car here. I'll call my buddy. He'll know where to pick it up. He has the key for it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very convenient.
Yeah. He's gonna sell it for me, and he'll get the money to me later. I'm not too worried about it. Where am I gonna be driving in space? You know.
A very good point. And hopefully, we'll make enough money that you can buy a brand new car, if you ever want one.
You just like make lofty proclamations all the time, don't you?
I do.
Hey, at least you admit it. He like pats you on the shoulder and then walks past you with his other suitcases.
It's all about having the right attitude. And then I'll carry his other suitcase. And as we approach, do we like have to go through like a lobby? Like, are we by the ship?
You are going to a privately owned ship, so you still have to go through like a check-in counter and stuff, but it's much faster than like the large commercial like passenger ships.
Oh, I see. So it wouldn't make sense for me to say, and here's our ship, the DBC.
No, you can, but after you go past that counter, you split off into where the different like personal hangars go. So imagine the time is now. You're coming out of one of the bay doors that goes into your personal hangar.
Got it. And I'll say, and here she is. The DBC stands for Deathbot Chronicles, one of my most successful movie franchises.
If I could whistle, I would do that right now, because when he sees it, he whistles and goes,
That kind of low whistle.
Man, was it always missing that panel on the right side?
That's the hole, isn't it?
No, it's the one that tore off when Rock maxed out the G's pulling that maneuver last time we played.
Where we lost all Astro's merch.
Yeah, we're a little bit behind on some repairs.
Yeah, you are. All right. Well, I guess I got work.
Say we didn't need it.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You don't need it. It's good to have, though.
Well, I think our other crew members have a few went on a supply run. Maybe they'll have something that can replace the panel, but I don't know actually what they're getting.
Man, I doubt it, unless you got a shipyard delivering.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right, well, look at her. I guess we didn't really quite say this, but thanks for having me.
Well, thank you. Looking forward to having you aboard and being part of the crew.
All right, well, let's get this trip started.
Let's get you settled in. I'll show you to your cabin and introduce you to the rest of the crew.
As Rock and Astro come back to the DBC, you guys kind of ascend the ramps that head into the inner workings of the ship. By this point, Dyne and Evelene, you would be mostly finished with setting everything up. Torsay has finished signing for the last manifest, so you're just basically organizing a few things in the ship's hold.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Curry follows you in, Astro, and I assume Rock is there with the two of you. What do you do?
As I walk in, so wait, are Evelene and Dyne?
You
there?
saw some, you saw the side of the cargo bay open, so you imagine they might still be in the cargo bay, sorting and putting away their recent deliveries.
Gotcha.
Hiding the cupcakes.
Yeah. As we enter the ship, can I hit a intercom and check in with Torsay?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll say, hey Torsay, we got our newest crew member on board. Want to come down and meet him?
After a second or two, you hear a click over the intercom system. It goes, great. Evelene and Dyne and I are just finishing up. I'll bring them too. We'll be down in a minute. All
right, that sounds good.
During this time, Curry is just looking down the halls, kind of appraising the ship as he sees it.
I'll show him to his cabin and let him drop off his luggage there.
Oh yeah, thanks. I don't want to be lugging this crap around. All right, yeah. Well, this is gonna be good. Is there? I mean, when you told me the crew, that's really all you have.
Yep.
You know, this ship is like meant for crews 2 to 3 times your size.
I found that out after I purchased it.
Ah. Okay. Well,
We make do, though.
you know, sometimes the most interesting results come from challenges.
That's a very wise saying right there.
He like nods. He's like, saw it on TV.
Ah.
All right. Well, let's go meet the rest of the crew. I'm interested to see who I'll be working with.
All right. They're on their way up.
All right. Yeah, you guys step off to the kind of like the habitat area that's off to the side of most of the cabins. Torsay, I assume that the other two of you, Evelene and Dyne, you come up with Torsay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
So yeah,
yep.
you guys come up. You're a little bit tired. You just got done stalking basically a bunch of stuff. And yeah, it is Astro and Rock, and then a new third person. He's pretty tall. He's wide. He's like well built and wide shouldered. He is currently wearing a jumpsuit that is blue with work boots on, and his jumpsuit, for some reason that you guys don't know why, says 2 wrench mechanics on it, and then has his name like sewn into it that just says Curry on it. Yeah, that's what you see as you approach.
I'll say, well, crew, meet our new mechanic, Curry Septemberish. Curry, this is Evelene, Dyne, and Torsay.
I'll reach a hand out to shake his hand.
Yeah, he'll clap your hand. He'll like just pat your hand, give you like one pump, and then let go. Like, hey, nice to meet you. You're the doc, right?
I am.
All right. Well, if I slam my hand with too many hammers, I'll be letting you know, huh?
Oh, no problem. Just let me know. I'll patch you up.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I'll put up my hand and sort of just, give him a good welcome.
Yeah, he'll shake your hand similarly. Is like, all right, you Evelene, right? How's the ship been running?
We do what we can so far. She's doing all right. It'd be great to have an extra set of eyes. I'm sure you can do some great stuff for the ship once I show you how it all works.
Yeah, I mean, there should be probably 3 or 4 of us on a ship this size, but, I bet we're better than them, at least twice as much, so I'm sure it'll be okay, right?
Yeah, I'm totally.
He, winks at you. He'll walk over to Torsay last, and Torsay will just wave at him. Be like, "Hi, I'm Torsay. I run operations. I'm in charge of the money and any of the other in charge things that Astro didn't want to do. So yeah, welcome to the ship." She looks curiously at Rock and Astro. And then Curry just goes, yeah, they told me what you're all about. I'm just excited to be working with y'all. I'll see if I can, pitch in the best way I can. She nods okay, well, good. I'm glad you're up to speed. Speaking of up to speed, we're up to date on all of our outstanding equipment issues. So we have all new parts and supplies in the hold. I was able to, you guys picked up new groceries for me. So we should be stocked. All we need to do is kind of figure out what we're doing next and make a decision, guys.
Well, we just need to wait until we hear back from, was it the Ruin Chain? With whatever job they have for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty sure it was
is
the
that who
broken
you...
link.
Well, that's not what I heard. You guys working with the Ruin Chain?
Why, you know something?
Well, they have a presence out here. Yeah, of course I heard something. Been living here for 3 years.
What do you think of them?
Seem all right, most of them, I guess. I mean, go around, bust some heads, especially them heads that need busting that be stomping on people's necks,
Yeah, that's what I figured. We haven't committed to anything yet, but Rock here has a contact with them, and we thought that could be a good job to take to get us back on our feet here.
He just nods. All right, well, I guess we've done everything we need to in the city right now. Do we have any next steps? Anything you guys need to get done before we leave? I imagine we're just going to wait in the spaceport until we hear back. Is that what we're doing, Rock?
Well, I'd like to give Curry to kind of look around the ship, and that reminds me. And then I guess I'll have the box of cupcakes with me, so I'll hand everyone a cupcake.
Oh yeah, cupcakes. Yeah. You didn't even know I had a sweet tooth when you got these. He grabs a cupcake.
I'll hand everyone else one too.
I will eat a cupcake.
I haven't had anything sweet for months now. Yummy.
But yeah, so you guys successfully, you met Curry, you got your supply run done. What do you guys want to do next?
Well, if we're just waiting on the message back from Rock's contact, I say everyone is free to take a little shore leave.
All right. That sounds nice.
Guys want to do something?
I mean,
go out to karaoke bar.
Yeah, Curry, you want to see the ship?
I have a wonderful voice.
Curry, Curry nods quickly. Yeah, Curry nods quickly and starts walking away with you while Astro is still talking. He's like, "Yeah, it's probably a good idea. We should go check it out."
Yeah. The first thing you need to know is you might see some. As we're walking away, I was like, you might see some tins of tuna. Don't worry about that. Just work around them.
And you hear from a distance, as they're walking away, the last thing you hear before they round the corner is in the vents, though? As they round the corner.
I thought this tuna was refrigerated. I'm starting to think it's not so good anymore.
Well, you only need to refrigerate it after you open the container.
I'm starting to think you shouldn't eat it.
Guys, that's some perfectly good not fish. But yeah, okay, what about the other three of you? Evelene's going to take some time while you guys are waiting for a response to kind of get Curry up to date on what's going on. Anyone else?
Astro is wanting to go to karaoke bar.
Dyne has a feeling he doesn't want to go to a karaoke bar.
How good is Astro at karaoke? Seriously, Todd, don't pump it up. How good is he actually at karaoke?
He actually probably has a decent voice. But he's not amazing or anything. Gotcha. He was in a musical movie once.
I was just gonna ask, of course who would he get cast at in Les Miserables?
Oh man, oh no, I don't know enough about Les Miserables. You have to call out how uncultured I am, Bob.
Well,
damn.
Do you know any musicals?
Yeah.
You know at least the ones from Stage Crew.
Who would he play in Oliver?
Oh God, I'm being put on the spot here.
Are you guys ganging up on someone for not knowing musicals?
No,
what happened in the last 10 years? I thought we used to beat up the theater people.
So the thing is,
I agree.
I feel bad for Jay specifically in this one case because this is an inside joke from high school because we all worked on the production of Oliver together.
Yeah,
that's the only reason we're making that joke.
Just remember Oliver.
Really, I remember food. Glory is food.
Oh yeah. What else? The King and I was one, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't remember any characters in musicals.
You shouldn't.
Well, I know there's at least one you should know of in Oliver. His name is Oliver.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Astro isn't Oliver, unless
So
maybe as a
anyway.
child
So
actor he was.
anyway,
Hey
yeah.
guys,
So
which episode
What, have
of
we got
Lancer was your
sidetracked?
favorite? The one they talk about musicals for a long, long time.
Not only do we talk about musicals, we clearly know nothing about musicals.
Yeah, really.
So I just steal Game Grumps jokes.
fine with me. At least it made all of us not say Growthport.
No.
Until now.
Yeah, so Astro raised the idea of going out to a karaoke bar. What are you guys doing?
I'm not there.
Yeah, Evelene and
Yeah,
Curry
well,
have
Evelene
left.
heard it, but she fled.
Yeah, I wouldn't be there either.
What do you
I
mean
guess
you're not
Astro's
there?
going on his own.
Where are you, Rock?
I would have left back out the dock. Just gone for a walk.
Okay.
Rock leaves.
So, you know,
I'll look at
I don't spend a lot of time off ship, so I just would have walked around probably.
I'll look at Torsay and Dyne, my last hope.
Dyne just declines and heads over to the medical bay, and he's like, you know what? I haven't taken a nap in a really long time. I'm just gonna take a nap.
Oh, all right.
Torsay looks at you and shrugs and is like, I was open the idea, but if there's not a bunch of us going, it doesn't seem as fun.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Boy, a bunch of party poopers, huh?
As Dyne snores.
I guess they're just tired.
Anyway, I'm gonna go because I got some personal projects to work on. So see you later.
All right, yeah.
As she walks away, you can see her pulling out a new comic book that she must have acquired recently in the newest shipments.
Ooh, nice. I think I already told her about all the comic book adaptations of my movies, so I think I did that like first session.
You did. All right, so we know what everyone else is doing. What does Astro do with his free time since everyone ditched him?
I know, man, so sad. Not much. Then he's just gonna go to the operations deck, and run some diagnostics on the ship. You know, try to keep his computer skills sharp.
All right, yeah, you go up to the kind of like operations station on the bridge. I'm losing words today for some reason.
I know, me too. I can barely talk sometimes.
But yeah, you go to the
I'm sure you
operations.
noticed.
It's normally run by Torsay, but obviously as part of your training, she has gotten you up to speed on its use as well. So you just kind of click-clack away on the keyboard for a little while. You check and double-check the computer systems. You make sure that, you know, there's no bugs, there's no subroutines running that you don't know about. You make sure that the internal tracking is still working. You make sure that all the fire systems are still working. And then, yeah, I mean, you spend some time just brushing up, making sure that you are kind of like polished in terms of you know, your various knowledge about the ship.
All right. And when he's done, he loads up a Port of Doom on the screen and plays that.
Yeah, and you sit there playing I assume like the traditional old version of Doom.
Yeah, the original Doom.
which really nowadays is just considered like art, right? It's just like
it's like historical.
It's like someone listening to classical music. You're just like, yes, I'll load up Doom on anything that owns a screen in the universe and just try it out for a little bit, because everyone already does that anyway. I think someone already did it on like an oscilloscope or some bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so yeah, you spend some time doing that. During all of this, Rock, you are out taking a walk away from the ship. But you're still close enough that your personal communicator is getting like pings from your station on the ship. You did get a new private message, and again, it is a radio advertisement, specifically for Tunjohn's like music hour. Basically, it's like did you know that the newest music hour is ongoing, and during this time you get a 1% discount on membership fees and stuff like that. Yes, it is that bad of a sale. It's a 1% discount.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, 1%.
Yes.
Jeez.
So yeah, Rock, you quickly are able to decode it and pull up the actual message. This one isn't a video feed. It is like it is basically a set of 2 different possible jobs that you could pursue. And it has details of both, Rock. Now, just to give you an idea of what the 2 are, the first one, let's call a prison break. You read through the details of it a little bit, and it explains that the ruined chain has various members that are currently in a corporo detention camp. It happens on like corporate soil, so technically they have like legal authority over it until it like hits a certain time period, and then they have to hand them over to Corsac. It's like legalese shit, but they keep like extending that window, so like they can keep them locked up there for like a decade, right? So it's one of those things, they keep finding loopholes to not give them up to Corsac. And the Ruin Chain wants help getting them back, basically.
Okay.
The other possible job that you have for the Ruin Chain is a VIP escort mission. There is someone very important to the Ruin Chain that is meeting with some people that the Ruin Chain doesn't trust very much, and it doesn't give like the details about who and where, but it basically outlines that like if you take this job, then we'll tell you like the people that we're meeting and why we're wary of them, but we're trying to like make inroads with this other group that might be able to give us funding or supplies to like continue our mission, but we also don't trust them. We have a VIP that's heading out to meet them, and we believe that there are some other groups that may have gotten hold of this information, so we might need protection from outside interference as well. So basically the 2 jobs are a jailbreak mission to get some of the Ruin Chain back from Corporo Detention Center, or a VIP escort mission that could have some complications.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'll send that to the rest of the group. Let them think about it and mull it over, and then meet up with them later and ask them which they want to do.
All right. Yeah. So you send the decoded version of the message. You ping it back to the ship, so it distributes to the other 3's private terminal. And do you just continue getting the most out of your walk?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
Head back after a little while.
after you guys have time to mull it over, Rock, you kind of enjoy just some time out in gravity, out on a planet, enjoying the air, taking a walk around. Dyne, you get like a well-deserved nap, kind of getting rested up before what could be the crew's return to actual hot, like heavy, like fast-paced and dangerous missions. Evelene, you and Curry talk things over, talk shop, and get him acquainted with the ship. As you start to differentiate roles, Evelene becoming more of a mech tech and him being a ship tech, you guys can more effectively cover the insane amounts of ground you guys are going to have to cover on your own, and you feel like you've shored up a deficiency in your crew. And Astro, yeah, you spend your time just, kind of whiling away a little bit of personal time on the
video games.
Yeah, playing some video games on the on your very expensive ship's bridge. Just, picked up a new crew member. You're finally getting back out there again. Astro thinks to himself for a minute, maybe this is going to be the start of turning things around.
Yeah, he does think that.
And then, and then the only other person left on the ship is Torsay. She kicks back, relaxes with her brand new comic as she just puts on her headphones, starts listening to some music, and just lets everything drown out so that she can get a little bit of relaxation in. And for this calm before the storm, you all, in your own ways, prepare for what could be your first foray back into a dangerous mission after a year of lying low. And for that, and the decisions you make, we'll pick back up in our next session.
Awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
Next session where everything starts to go downhill.
Again.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. And hey, if you are enjoying the show, tell some people about it. Get out there, and spread the word. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep. See ya.